Can you believe that it's already December the 1st? Where has this year gone? I know that all of us have a little bit of cabin fever because of the pandemic that's been going on for, it seems like, forever. But nevertheless, the year certainly has gone by quickly. Today we continue as we study in chapter 26 of the book of Genesis. And sometimes it seems like we're reading the same story over again. What do you mean by that, the same story over again? Well, there's a real lesson to learn from today's passage of Scripture. And sometimes we repeat the same kinds of problems that our fathers repeated, that our grandfathers repeated, mainly because we didn't talk about it, and we didn't learn from it, and we didn't teach our children the lessons and the truths from it. So let's take a look at a little section of Scripture that may seem like Pastor's gone back and read the same story over again, but I didn't. This is the new one. So Isaac lived in Gerar. When the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," for he was afraid to say, "my wife," thinking the men of the place might kill him on account of Rebekah, for she was beautiful. It came about that when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out through a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was caressing his wife Rebekah. Then Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, certainly she is your wife. How did you say, 'She is my sister'?" And Isaac said to him, "Because I said I might die on account of her." Well, all you have to do is go back to chapter 20, verses 1 through 10, and you'll find that Abraham had done the same thing with his wife Sarah, and the king's name was Abimelech. Now, the place was different, but it sure seems like history repeating itself, doesn't it? And then you have to ask yourself, is there a question, and is there an answer, and is there a lesson to learn? The question is this the same Abimelech? And the answer is probably not. Abimelech was quite a common name, and the place is different, so it's likely the son of the Abimelech from the story of Abraham. So we certainly can see that we don't have a discrepancy of Scripture here. But is it possible that Abimelech, the first one with Abraham, told his son about what happened with Abraham and Sarah and how it almost cost his life? And is it possible that Abraham did not share with Isaac the story of his betrayal by calling Sarah his sister instead of his wife, and that because the father didn't teach the son a spiritual lesson about trusting God with his safety, that Isaac makes the same mistake that Abraham made? Think about it for a minute. We have a young man here in our area who teaches proactive parenting, and I'm quite sure that someplace along the line in his criteria of materials for the fathers, that one of the things is that the father is supposed to be the spiritual leader of the home, supposed to teach his son spiritual lessons, supposed to use the Scriptures as a method of directing and correcting. And so that's exactly what Abraham should have done with Isaac, and Isaac wouldn't have made the same mistake. It's really quite interesting, isn't it, that when we follow the Scriptures and what they teach us, and that we teach them to our children won't always make the same mistakes that we made. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.